When people are passionate about things, they find a way to use it to make a difference around them.
Minecraft introduces people to potential they didn't know they had.
We decided and we made a change.
Block by Block is a joint program between Mojang and UN Habitat that uses Minecraft the video game to empower people who don't typically have a voice in the conversations about their community to help shape the city around them.
In many parts of the world, youth make up a really significant part of the population. And if we're not finding ways to speak to them using a language that they can understand, their voices are completely left out of the conversation about how urban areas should be improved.
Most of the youngsters here in Kenya, they don't have the place to expose what they are thinking.
The people who know the best what a certain part of the city needs are the ones who actually live there.
Projects can range from anything from a park that's used by all ages, day and night, to a route that school children use to walk to and from school every day. We build the physical area itself within Minecraft, and participants are able to go into the game and use the normal game controls to redesign the area one block at a time.
Anyone can be urban planner and architect while working in this block by block workshop.
It was very fun because you felt like to be able to help the city while just playing.
I came up with a skate park idea and some trees surrounding the park.
After the designs are completed, the participants themselves present them to all the local stakeholders in the community, and elements from each design can be chosen to complete the final model.
After having worked on this project for a number of years now, I think it's amazing that a video game like Minecraft can be used not only as a game, but actually as a way to build public spaces, better cities, and more equal societies.
Some girls will even talk with me that, okay, now they find out that even they can start thinking about choosing some of the future jobs relating to the computer, but also thinking to help them to find their own potential.
After the final model is completed, it's sent to architects who draw up the final architectural plans, and then we fund the construction of the site.
To me, it's so exciting that in this program, you're able to see how Minecraft can tangibly make a difference in the world, that the people in the workshops are able to give their input and literally change the neighborhoods that they live in.
Something that I worked on is being made in real life.
Hey friends, I made this.
As I always say, change Dandora, you change Nairobi, you change Kenya, you change Africa, you change the entire world. It all starts here.
With Block by Block, we're using the creative building game Minecraft to empower people to create their world around them.
Tell me you can take me home.
About stuff that we wanted to focus building on and working together, and that's what we did for our Minecraft. And that's what we want to show you. So we're going to start with player 13. Oh yes. No, I'm not player 13, I'm player 11. Player a little bit. Okay. What's your name?
Hermione.
Tell us.
Okay, so I modeled basically every feature in the park, but I was gonna add a sign for like the benches, and then I added like the park design slides, and I added like this thing where if you sit on it, it'll pull you towards another building. And then I added monkey bars because there's not really good monkey bars. And then I redid some of the, I don't know what you call it, but like things that you sit on for kids. And then seesaw. And then I did remodel trash cans. If you come over here. I remodeled some of the trash can designs that we might can add to the park. There's obviously not going to be a sign, but I'll just model the cans. And then people had ideas for the slides to like make an underground sort of area for this slide. And I don't know if it's too much realistic, but some people worked on remodeling the slide when you go down it. And then I added like real worlds for the other versions of the slide.
On this,
yeah.
This NPC can teleport you around places now.
Okay. But yeah, most people design like the underground area. of it. And I don't know how we might add it to Judkins Park of our design, but it might be a cool feature if it's semi-realistic. And then they added glasses so you can see the landscape outside. And then people had
That's supposed to be a slide?
yeah, like going down somewhere, an underground layer. I don't know if it's too realistic, but yeah. And then people build play areas for kids, mostly remodeling it and stuff like that. And then we also added a tree house outside if you go outside, because people wanted like tree houses. You can probably use different materials from real life to model the tree house that people can run around across if you just go up or teleport out. But yeah, come, turn. And then they added swings. I like the color scheme that they added. They said you can walk up or come through it. And yeah, it's pretty detailed. People are thinking about adding cherry blossoms for spring or just the area. Then I was thinking of adding like a color pathway to like make it more just pop out and stand out. Then people added flowers. And then also we added like an underground sort of area where you can just chill. And it is, yeah, over here. Where like if you want to take a break or if you're mad or if you just want to chill from the outside area, you can take a break.
It's a sensory area.
And then you can come out and then turn a little bit. And then I don't know what this was, but they're making like a sort of pool-like thing, like a pool design, and that would be pretty neat for like swimming if we added to the community center. Yeah, and then they made the designs. They added Minecraft people to represent like which type of characters, where you would stand, and how you'd swim. And then yeah, I just added like picnic tables, but I didn't get to finish. But it's just one of the designs that if people wanted to sit down, take a seat, eat or something, or when we're hosting events, we could have multiple picnic tables around the park for people to sit down, take a break, or chill. And yeah, also we added a bridge and a way to get up it. So you climb from up. We would add like a ladder or something you can climb and go from. And there would be like I could add stairs to it so that it's going down, so that when you want to go down, you can just climb down or climb up if you want. And then we added like a whole entire bridge to stable it so no one gets hurt if they go on. And then I like how people added cherry blossoms to match the theme. And then we added turf because it's more safe than other art spaces. And then we added different color schemes. I should have edited this one, but it's not bad. But I added red, blue, and then I added railroads to represent the slide and so on going down. Then I added, someone helped me add like the interior, like this base design tools. And then I made up with the red theme, the red color scheme of the buildings being rolled together. And yeah, we just added flowers, benches, we remodeled everything. And it came out to be pretty good. And then we used most people's ideas to make the park.
Thank you, Professor. Wow. Amazing.
If you're hiring, I know somebody.
There you go.
If you have spots.
Any questions from the architects in the audience? Any questions? Yes.
I am so excited I came here today. When he was talking about funding, I'm like, yeah, she knows what she's talking about. It makes me angry where we spend money that is not productive. The school and social services, they are not good investments. Look at this little professor. They can give him millions of dollars to do stuff. I mean, I didn't know that the Seattle Park and Recreation does this much for the kids. When I came and I sat here and I was looking at them and going, wow, what an environment that kids are let go with their ideas. If every place can be like, look at all the news you hear, juvenile crimes, because they are bored. They don't know what to do. I think you guys should promote your work like this, should go as much as you can for publicity, because we don't know about what you do. You have solution to a lot of kids and adult problems. When the architect thought is like, I was telling somebody that a mechanical engineer once, many students in his class failed and the mayor was mad and tried to, and he told them, no, I'm not changing it. And his rationale was, if a doctor makes a mistake, they kill one person. If an engineer makes a mistake, they kill many. Then when I look at the diversity from the architects, it's like, there is no wrong answer. I listen to all of it like, they're all my children. I love them all. If you can promote this, we need this in the world today, because these kids are not into the traditional old way of learning. Let people know what you do, and let's find a way to get the government to put the billions that they are putting in weapons into arming these kids to change our world. I'm glad I came. I doff my hat for you all. God bless you for what you do and your brains. Oh, I'm so happy, but I don't have money to give you. I have ideas. I can help you promote your job because I see it. I can help you make money. I can make the money. I can write support for you to get money.
We'll talk to you later. Absolutely.
Oh, this is wonderful. Thank you, guys.
We'll talk to you later. Great.
I love you. This is. Well, I'm paying for what I put on the speaker because it's a monitor that you can give me for what you want and what is on the speaker. My email address is
Let's go.
Talk loud.
Made an indoor basketball court for because if it rains, then the basketball doesn't work and that will infect them. So
Let's go to the other one. Oh, he just started a new one though. Did you want me to go to your old one? Because you just started rebuilding a brand new one right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can go to my old one.
This is like the mini basketball court. Okay, let me go to the one that.
There's one over there.
Ezra, tell me
Yeah.
what grade you're in and what school you're in.
Honestly, I'm 9 years old and I'm in 3rd grade.
With the red roof.
School?
I don't know.
That one?
I can't remember. No, not that one. Oh, I'm not quite sure. This one. Is it not this one? No, I don't think so. I think it was like this.
This your basketball court too? You want to talk about it?
You have a different one? This ain't it either, huh? He's looking. It's because he's looking for his old one. It's like lost in the middle of the city. That's why he started making a new one, man. Listen.
Did you have fun?
Yeah. I mean, his is like near the original spot.
So what was your inspiration behind making the basketball court? You play basketball yourself?
Just help him out a second. I'll go back to
What
spawn.
position?
I think he's near the spawn. Oh, don't look at that.
So was everybody working in the same world?
Yeah, most of the time there's one build that's in a totally different world, but this is actually all using a map that was made from a previous. I'm gonna pull up your build in a minute, Ezra, but It's a very large map that was made from the first Minecraft hackathon that Africatown did like 5 years ago or something. It's just seattleminecraft.com. Anybody can download these maps and use them for their own anything. And so the front page has just specifically the Central District. But if you go to downloads and you scroll down, you'll see this one that just says Seattle, and it's all the way. It's an extremely large map. It's actually pretty much the whole city limits with all of these buildings and streets.
All that stuff is modeled?
Yeah. So we started, because we've been doing this for several years, we started this midwinter break with all of this, and then we just came to wherever Judkins Park is, somewhere down here, and started. So a couple people started some builds that we have to actually go and transport those builds, and we can teleport those structures back into the new model. And actually, within this next week or so, Seattle Parks and Rec is going to be sending us the more recent updated survey info. So we'll create a more accurate one-to-one scale with all of the specific hills and topography of Judkins Park as it is now. And then will be the next phase of the project. All of these builds that we've been seeing today will be here. Let me just teleport out of here. Yeah, we have several more. So let's move to the next on the list, and then Ezra, I'm gonna because you want to show your original basketball court that's bigger, right? Okay, here. Why don't you come look for that on Jeremiah's computer, and let's send somebody else up now. What player? Community Center.
Trying to get over.
Any comments or questions from the architects that so far? What do you think of the design elements that they came up with so far?
So far, so good.
Jeremiah, I have a question. You talked a lot about the colors and the color schemes, and I was wondering if there was anything about that why did you choose those colors? Was there inspiration, or what? Tell me a little more about the color choices.
I wanted to do a pathway, so like an entry instead of just a basic, we're at a trail. I didn't have enough time, but instead at the end I wanted to add like different like pathway colors and going into the park. And we had an idea of adding a zip line going to the park, but we didn't have enough time tomorrow. Yeah, one of the zip lines in the park. But yeah.
I really like your skylights in the slide. I wonder if Acho could make good use of that in the restaurants.
There we go.
I wanted to add like other ideas like food courts, so that if you're hungry, if you're hungry from my favorite Dallas, the community center, you can either go get something to eat by the park.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So Jeremiah, I like your boldness.
Yes.
You find that you're bold and you're just going after what you desire and just being creative. So keep it up.
Bill Gates.
Yeah.
And we were gonna add like a thing for like homeless people, like they can grab food from like a food pantry. It's like free, like fruits and like bread, like thing for like homeless people who like don't have any food and they can just go in the park and just get something to eat. And like we have to provide things in there, like see anyone can go in there and put something in there Also, we had an idea for the community center of like adding a
it would be a good idea to have like, we're already doing a basketball court, but we could add a basketball court also in the community center or a gym. Or we could add like the pool, I forgot what it's called. Yeah, the splash park in the community center. And that would be pretty cool. And then there could be operators, and then we could hire people for.
Okay.
You ready to do Cody?
Marcel's up.
I had me and three other people over there. We made this community center. Right here is a pond, a little mini pond for like fish and like frogs and stuff. And then walking in.
Oh, sorry.
And then walking through these doors.
Oh, I don't even have to do that, huh? Because you got these, I just step on it.
And then if you go to right there, walking in those doors, it's a greenhouse. Where like, we have like food and stuff that's being grown. We also have another community garden at the rooftop, but I gotta go to that later. But yeah, this is a little greenhouse. I didn't do this part. Credit to them right there. He's at the greenhouse. Okay, then you
Where am I going?
Go inside the building.
Okay, back out of the building. Oh. Oh, what's up? Yeah, Harry Potter over there or something. So I'm getting stuck on the ladder. It's a little lag. I think. Oh, I should probably just look at my screen instead of the projection. That's where the lag is. Should I go in here too? In this, up the stairs?
Yeah, up the stairs. Right here, you have a little.
Okay, let me get this out of my hand so I stop placing blocks in random places.
There we go. Sitting area for people who wants to come inside the community center. It's like a two-person sitting area. Keep going. I believe. I can't really see what that says. I believe there's a kitchen down here. I think there's a bathroom down here.
There's some pictures too.
I didn't make this inside. Virgo made this inside, and I can't remember the name right now, but
Virgo want to speak. You want to speak to this too, Virgo? No.
And then go upstairs.
Okay.
You should look at the screen.
Oh gosh, thanks for reminding me.
Upstairs, there's like a little mini aquarium part. It's a cafeteria in here, so people can get some food while they're inside the community center. Nice. Little sitting area for people to come sit around and gather and talk. And over there, on the other side, there's a library. And can't see the library where you can come and read and relax and chill. For all people. I got ads and automatic. I can't find it. And then going upstairs.
Those coordinates.
We have there's like a cover area for when you're walking up, so there's no rain getting on you if it's raining outside. And over here to the right is a community garden for anybody can come up here at any time of the day. Play what they want to play. And if they want to share the community, you can. And I put some trees. Because I know that the air quality right now is not the best, so I hope to make it better.
Can you try to control this for us?
On the other side, there's like a little campfire area.
He wants you to go to the campfire.
What's the campfire? What?
Right there, little campfire area, so if people want to come over here, sit by the campfire and talk to people. And a little sitting area on the other side. And yeah, that's all.
What's your name, age, grade,
Marcel, 15. I'm in the 10th grade. I'm in Barker High School.
Architects, any responses to the design? This is a very system design which is well thought out. I thought he had a very unique perspective.
Slash TP to where? I can teleport. Okay, yeah, you got it. TP. Space. And just press tab until you hit the right player.
Well, one of the things that I took away was the connection
Change the
to
number.
food pantry and gardens and greenhouses and growing food and community gardens.
I'm gonna try to find the basketball court
Wait,
for
is
you.
this his Pokemon?
Other things other students are talking
Wait, it
about.
is? Number 7. Are you
Marcel,
sure
I
it is
thought it was
number
really lovely how you called out all your
If you go to the
teammates
park, you can see
and design is a team activity. You always work in a big team with other people. So
This is
you
your part. I don't want
recognizing
you
your
to spoil
teammates
it
is
all.
like a really great important part of design. So
I was
kudos.
talking about, I made that, but I started it.
A question for the architect. So I know there's constraints in terms of the scope of this particular project. When they have more ambitious goals, are you able to maybe distill elements from that could then be applied within the context of maybe the current scope or smaller scale? So if they said a library, do you bring that to like a reading area, or just thinking of those things? Like, do you distill
sound
from
like a designer. Because that's exactly right. You sound like a designer to me, because that's what we're doing. Like I'm listening, trying to distill like the intent behind the ideas, or like what does it feel like in those ideas. Food, right? Like there's bits and pieces that like, okay, I can take that and or the colors and grab onto that in a final design that might look differently, but the idea is to understand what's behind the design. That's what we're trying to.
So the question you're asking is regarding the real world. So we gather all that information, we present it in such a way to the client. So someone has to pay for this. And everything is considered, including the reality of budget.
Yeah, you can talk about that too.
Again, this is both into the design, but the reality of you have the money to pay for this. What does the community desire? How do we show that in the design? There are lots of factors that come into the reality. So now what they're doing is great, but there's no budget here, there's no constraints. In the real world, we have constraints. So thank you for that question.
I just wanted to say really quick that I'm so impressed, just by seeing all this and the thoughtfulness of how you all included everyone in the community. I honestly almost teared up a couple of times, just understanding how you all are thinking of everyone. As you talk about things being inclusive, you included all of that. So I just wanted to say, my mind is blown, and I'm in my head, I'm not an architect, but I can, seeing what you all see is really beautiful. So thank you for the time spent. Yeah.
No.
All right, is there more?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's.
Oh, good job.
Where's your brother? Where's your brother? Your brother. Your brother. Alright, your brother is make sure you stay
my name is Amir. I go to St. Joseph and I'm in 7th grade.
Don't stop looking up. Stop. Stay straight.
Are we in the right spot? Is this where we want?
I can go to it.
Where's your character? What's the player?
O2 or something.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, you get a camera.
So, what I was trying to make is, there's, if you've ever been a Leshai, under the school there's something that covers the top of the basketball court. It's not really an indoor basketball court, but it's also an outdoor. So I was thinking that we would have a roof on top of it, but you would still have air, but you would still be able to breathing fresh air while also still being able to play basketball.
Like that, so you can see them up there.
I didn't fully finish the design.
Wait, can I go back down?
Just pay attention to where he is, yeah. So you're acting as the camera person for him while he's presenting.
Is that all?
Yes.
Okay.
We need covered basketball courts in Seattle.
So we design what we call a compact plane. In other words, the plane area is covered. As in when it rains,
This is
it doesn't rain.
this. This is what?
Okay, this is right here. I'll show you what I did.
Okay.
Hi. She did it right here. This is Wallace. I'm in 4th grade and I go to Knoxville. And this is my pool. And so basically, I have like the kiddie pool area, like where little babies can swim. And then on the other wall, at my aunt and uncle's house, they have this like little white thing where you can sit on if you're tired of swimming. And so I decided to add a roof because that's right here at Splash Park. And then here is going to be where there's a diving board space. And here, this is the Splash Park. And so if you go over there, this is where this is my cherry blossom treehouse. And go to the stairs. This it can be like handicapped and wheelchair accessible. That's like where the wheelchair can climb up. And also it's for people who also can't use their legs. If you go up there, there's like a sitting area. And then there's also a thing up here where you can go through. There's balloons, and there's a balloon right there, and there's a balloon right there, and there's also windows. There's also windows over there, and for like wheelchair accessible people going down there, there's like a little thing where they can put their wheelchair in the middle, and so they don't feel like pushed to the side. No, these are sick. Oh, and also, there's swings over there. If like somebody wants to swing on a tree. Yeah. And there's my pictures.
Questions, comments, observations? Cherry blossom.
Cherry blossom.
Treehouse. Specifically, yes. Great job. Great design. Great design.
I was watching someone explore that, and did you choose like cherry wood for the treehouse? There's a lot of
Okay, then just do this one. What number? Yeah. That's you? Yeah.
All right.
What's your number?
I just have a question. How many artists, like how many young people are artists, like they like to draw and paint or anything like that?
Yeah, I can show you what I did. I did a parking lot and I did like a water well where people can buy water. And
It's never too late.
An area where people can chill. Okay, so I did this parking lot right here, and I did this water. It's not fully done. It's not really that good.
Introduce yourself. Design project
When I wasn't in school? Yes. The one that's that I recall most closely, was real close to my house. It was a small neighborhood park that had like some old church ruins on it. And so we designed it in a way that we were able to kind of keep some of that weird magic that was happening there, and because people were using the space. So I think you're all starting to touch on this with your stories about the park and what's interesting to you about it. And I think that's, as designers, our projects become really powerful when there's a story embedded in it that people can discover on their own, or that just helps guide your design through it. So as you share your designs, thinking about what that story is, like the cherry blossom treehouse, and using cherry wood in it, like that's a piece of the narrative that really makes it really interesting. And those stories are what help us to sell the Parks Department that this is really important and powerful and you need to get more money for it, or whatever. I think storytelling is a big part of how we do this great thing.
The other thing that's interesting is I know exactly that park, and that's my favorite park in Seattle because of those ruins.
Yeah.
That sometimes rebuilding everything, actually challenging yourself to reuse some of what's there, so you maintain some of the stories of from previous generations. How can you use some of those elements to make it an even richer environment?
So is it safe to say that you guys are really kind of in tune with materials, how they age, different types of paint? These are some of the talents and skills you have as well, I would imagine.
Cleaning and auto for sure. And you can see it when you go to the playground too today. What materials have withstood the test of time? It's readily apparent.
I'm gonna ask, while he's presenting, can I be like the camera?
Are you going to go?
You're next. All right.
Hi, my name is Josiah. This is Sharjah. Me and other people in this parking lot, but one person's not here. So we did this parking lot. We're not fully done with it. We're gonna add more handicap. We're gonna have way more handicap than those two up there. But also, I made, if you can just go like down there.
Where?
Right there.
Oh. Actually, I made that. Okay.
This is just like a place where people can go in and just chill. I'm gonna add more things into it, like things on the wall people can like play with, like board games on the wall that sits to the wall people can play with, but I couldn't do that because we're in Minecraft. And so I just made this and I was gonna tell it. And then if you can like go up, I made like a spring water thing where people can like get water from it. Like over here, it's not that great, it's kind of little, yeah. But like, there's gonna be like a thing, a lever where you can get water. But that's kind of all what I did. And I helped a lot with the park. And yeah.
Can you share a little bit about why? Like why you chose to do a parking lot or this spring?
Yeah, I chose to do a parking lot by the park because like, I was gonna add like a driveway, but I just did a parking lot so people can just park their cars like the kids can park because like that was kind of needed by the park.
You gotta get there.
And I added handicap parking because like I feel like they need a place to park as well, and I was gonna add more handicap parking than regular parking, or I was gonna add a separate one, but I didn't have a lot of time to do that. And that's kind of all that what I did with the parking.
Okay, let's start.
I did think of the pattern which I like. It mentioned the handicap parking. And I did notice that it's spoken had also mentioned about feeding the homeless. So it's not just a fancy design, it's how do you bring humanity into your design, and about the homeless, about feeding, about handicap package for those of us who are not fortunate enough to be standing on our own 2 feet. So we will love all this concept of bringing humanity into design, not just a fancy for stop. How does this benefit human beings? So thank you very much.
Yes.
Very nice. I feel like. What is your name?
My name is Ekan Dolke.
Right, what grade are you in?
I'm in grade 5th.
And what do you go to?
Jordan Ross Elementary.
Awesome, take it away.
So I feel like Marcel missed a lot of things inside of the community center, so I kind of want to point those little minor details that I worked on to
Did you build the sign?
Yes, I did.
Nice.
Do you want to see it closer?
Yeah, do you want to turn around or what?
See the full car.
Oh, it's a car. Okay. Okay.
So, I tried to build a car, but I thought that would be a bit time wasting. But I built one. So, you missed out on a lot of the NPC's dialogue that I worked on to kind of make the community center seem a bit more lively.
Okay.
Oh, so we can actually speak to the NP. We can
Yeah.
right click on them and talk to them. You gotta press F1 to, and then right click on the NPC.
So, I had a few dialogue.
I swear I saw Booker T.
Alright, well, so you could go on the path. So we have a path towards here, and hold on. Go up. Go onto the path. Which path?
To the right?
Path you came in. So if you could pay some attention to this little garden that I don't know who made it, but what do you?
What, the greenhouses?
No, not that. Right here. This one?
Oh, the garden's inside?
The pond.
The pond, okay.
Yeah, somebody made this. I do not know who they are, but they did an amazing job. You can see the minor little pieces done here that just set the scene for it, like fish and lily pads. I added a little campfire to make it the illusion of water coming, like mist from the water coming up.
So.
Go inside the greenhouse. Inside? Yeah. Greenhouse.
You want to go all the way inside?
Greenhouse,
So the greenhouse has a few little habitats that you can see, including a little cave biome that I set up here with axolotls and just about every plant that is found in the modern caves in modern Minecraft. So there's some more PC dialogue.
Well, we can talk. We can talk to that person.
Axolotls are so cool. So, and then we have another one behind. No, not that one. Not an NPC. Another habitat.
In the other building or in here?
Here. I'll let you walk past it. Where?
It's right in the corner.
Look. We have a coral biome right here for tropical fish next to. So basically the greenhouse is showcasing a lot of the types of plants that are in Minecraft, including, if you look like a teeny bit to the right, you can see 3 stages of kelp and a pufferfish. So Lola, could you go back to the other NPC? The one, this one? Yeah. So we have some more NPC dialogue. Some more showcasing the types of crops and
I love the title there.
more showcasing crops and plants you can find on the different biomes and flowers over there, along with a library to keep list of them all. So if we can go almost exit.
Why did you decide to make this?
I feel like it'd be a good addition to this place because, I mean, you have the pond right here, but, I mean, what about the plant enthusiasts? I mean, you can't really see what's going on in the pond. So we just have this over here in case anybody wants to come and learn about some different biomes or places. Oh, can go to the building.
Are you one of the plant enthusiasts?
No, not really.
That's a good designer, though, right? Like you didn't put it because you want to use it, but you know somebody will.
All right, like I said, we have more seating areas with lights underneath them.
Interesting.
So I'll go to the lounge there behind it. We have a lounge area over here with a menu and some more like games to play, along with some photos and an all-gender bathroom, including some helps for disabled people, and some more NPC dialogue.
Where's that when you say help for folks with disabilities? What are we talking about in here?
As in, for
Just like, are you saying it's an accessible bathroom?
yeah, well, not only that, we have like a bar so that when people need help getting out of their wheelchairs, they can just grab onto that to help themselves get out of the wheel.
Okay.
And I know that like there's a lot of detail, but you also built something that was outside of this. What did you end up building?
A tennis court from our first road to replace the old and run down. I don't know what would be classified as a skate park, but not a skateboard park, but it's just 2 empty places that have been graffitied on a whole lot.
No, it was remember the special guest we had? We talked about a very special sport.
Yes, half-balls.
There you go.
Stadium, you built a stadium. So, and keep in mind, folks, too, we took like 20 of us went down to the park and spent like almost 2 hours walking around the park before we came and built stuff in here.
Very good.
One of the things that we learn as we design, like you've been designing, is we learn a lot about the site and the place. Like what is special about it, or what can you see from where, how do you get there, all kinds of little things you learn through the design process. So I'm curious if there are any observations or what your favorite things about that place are, having been there and having spent a lot of your mind thinking about it through the computer or through your design tool.
Keep in mind, that was only the first floor.
That's only the first floor.
Do you want us to go back in? I mean, I don't want to take up your time, so.
We got questions from our architects for Ekin?
Well, I'll follow up with Clayton's question. When you went to the park, we are very interested to know what you liked, that we should be thinking of. What did you see that you liked? Are there things you would like to change somewhat? In other words, you had done what we call a site analysis. What are your findings? We would love to get some of that feedback, including the students and you, and we can share all that.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things I like most is listening to you describe your spaces. There's something called designer talk, which means somebody describing their design and you understanding their design. And Clayton is one of those people that I love listening to when he's describing his design, because he's describing it to me in a way that I can understand it, right? And I just love listening to you describe the biomes and the creatures, and I could tell you were very excited about it. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Hi, I'm Sabrina again.
And I'm Rihanna again.
We're gonna start. We built a couple things, and this is the basketball court. We have so many basketball courts now. It's amazing.
You have like 4 now. Soccer court.
We love basketball. Because we live in Seattle and it rains so much, and it's a love-hate relationship. Another cover for our basketball court because we just need it, and we love the sun because our weather is so bipolar. So we're just like, let's get a skylight. We need one so badly. If we go towards the little garden, people love plants. So we wanted to make like a little plant where people can make flowers and whatnot. Summertime, it's gonna be so beautiful, unless you have a pollen allergy, which is gonna be okay. Just take some Benadryl, it'll be fine. We have this little pond over here because koi fish. I love fishes, even though it's hard to keep them alive. I love fishes. So I was like, why not have a koi pond next to like the flowers? That's just so nice together for our little area. If you see this like little rainbow tunnel over here, let's go inside there. Oh my God, look at that, it's beautiful. We love colorful things as kids because it's just like amazing. And as we saw previously in Jeremiah's build, there were so many things for sensory-wise where you could touch it and just like noise-wise. Why not colors and sight sensory things, you know? I love colors. So I thought this would be like a nice little tunnel going from the plant garden area to the food garden area. And when we turn into the food garden area, we got like a few, who is that man?
Tour guide. That'll teleport you to different places. We're still working on the self-guided tour version.
We have a couple of like things where people can plant like potatoes and carrots and whatever they want. And as a community, we can just go there, grab food. And right next to it, we have a little food pantry. And I like to volunteer at St. James Cathedral, and we have like a food pantry there and like a garden and everything. And we like to like, from Monday to Friday, just like help feed the low income community and the homeless community. And I feel like food pantries are like another nice thing to do when like places like St. James Cathedral aren't open for people to get food. We have a food pantry where our community is giving each other like canned goods or just like pulling out like potatoes and whatnot and putting it in there so anyone can grab it and just like take it home, make it for dinner or whatever you want. And get up and turn. bike polo. I don't know what bike polo is, but I saw the bike polo court while, oh no, bike polo. Yay, bike polo. Okay, while we were at the bike polo court, we saw like very beautiful artwork that just screams Judkins Park, and we just like want to keep that. So that's why you see like those little paintings. I was really lazy. I was not about to like make paintings everywhere. But if you ever go there, you see so much beautiful artwork all around it, and we thought that it would be amazing to like keep the artwork, just like upgrade it a little bit, you know, make it more spacious and whatnot. And let's get a little higher.
I'm gonna say you're lazy. You had a lot on your plate. You were being efficient.
Back there we have benches. While we were at the park, me and Rihanna noticed that a bunch of the benches were just like run down, and we could do a lot better and have like better seating for people who like bike polo, whatever that is. And we thought it'd be a lot better for them to like make revenue or something from people buying tickets to watch their games of biking and hockey put together. And then another thing was, I don't know how to add it in Minecraft because I don't play Minecraft that much. Oh, Jeremiah, go back. Go back to my bike polo. Another thing we wanted to add to the bike polo area is they have these like little soccer nets that were so rusted, and I feel like if we had a community center, we could keep like supplies and stuff in there. So whenever bike polos happen, we could pull it out, put it there, so it's not rusting over and getting like abused by the weather of Seattle. It's so bike polo. Next thing. Right there is my really struggling picnic benches. It was such a struggle, oh my god. I feel like we need to upgrade our park grills. Oh, yes. Because, I don't know, have you guys seen those park grills? We need to update them. And I feel like this wasn't a good representation of what I wanted, but in my head I was envisioning like a really cool and modern kind of picnic benches where we can also have like a little area where like a wheelchair can like smoothly like sit there without having to transfer back and forth. And I thought that would be really nice, really cool. Go my fountain. I love fountains. Let's have a fountain. That was just my only reason for making fun. I love fountains. Just get away from there. No. Go my gazebo.
Oh, wow.
Chess. I love chess. I'm just a huge chess nerd. I'm in a chess club and everything, so this would be awesome to have giant chess pieces, just like in downtown, because I love chess.
Frog escaped.
Yeah. Let's go to my bathroom over there, that little pink banner. Look at that pink banner. Get in there. Alright, let's start right here. Me and Rihanna, when we were at the park, just like exploring and getting lost from our group and losing them for a little bit and panicking if we were left or not, we went to the bathrooms because I really needed to pee. But then we went in there and I was like, okay, I don't need to pee anymore because that's how bad it was. I was just like, it's okay. I don't need to pee anymore. I feel like we need more mirrors. And that was one of the things. The mirrors were so scary. I don't know how the mirrors were scary, but they were just so scary. So we can have two because, you know, we have festivals at Judkins Park and there's so many people. And the worst part of the stalls is there's only 2 stalls. And as a person who loves drinking so many things and just like whenever I'm at a festival, I'll drink more than I eat, so I'm just going to the bathroom every 5 seconds. 2 stalls is not good enough for me. So we got 1 stall, 2 stall. Where's my 3 stall? Let's go to my 3 stall. Next one. That's my 2nd stall. That's my 3rd stall. And let's go to my 4th stall. My 4th stall is a little Zephyrin, as you can notice. These little measly thingies are supposed to be bars. And while I was thinking about making this bathroom, I interviewed my friend, and she told me about like something about her whenever she's in a wheelchair. She always has like assistance getting from her wheelchair to like the toilet, and I feel like a bar is gonna like help you support yourself as best you can and help your caregiver or aide also move you, so it's like less stressful and difficult for people. And I feel like we do a lot better for those bathrooms. It's like we use them more and not be scared of them. Let's get out of the bathroom.
Skylights?
Oh no, these are just lights. It was so dark in there, that's why I got scared. Get out of the bathroom. Alright, let's go to my gazebo. Guys, you're gonna love this gazebo.
The tree
That's
house.
not my
It was right
gazebo.
there. It was right there.
Look at my
The tree
gazebo.
house. The tree covered area.
Look at that gazebo. That is Washington right there. Evergreen State. That's why we're making it all beautiful and woodsy. And look at all those overgrown plants at the bottom. So beautiful. I love my gazebo. I don't know why we need a gazebo, but it's beautiful. So let's get a gazebo because it's so nice. Why am I looking at the ceiling of a gazebo? I don't know. But gazebos are beautiful, and I feel like, I don't know, let's make our park somewhere that people always want to be at, even though it's closed. So they're just like, damn, I love this park so much, and go even though it's not open, you know? Because our park is awesome. And some other things I couldn't add were really awesome, but you guys are never going to see it, so we gotta go.
Oh, okay, can we go back to the garden?
Yes?
Behind it, it's all the way behind it. To other way. Other way? Fly. The one with the two gardens connected. Okay. Go, keep going to the end, the one with animals. Down. Down. Wow. It's right there, right there. Jump. Okay. As a kid, I grew up in the Leshai Judkins area, so I went to Judkins Park and Coleman Park often. This place really reminds me of my childhood, like going to Coleman Park, because there's always like secret hideouts and dugouts and ways to go into different gardens. And then there's like a water fixture by Coleman, which is really nice. And when it's hot, kids love to play by there. And I really thought this would be a great incorporation. And then could we go down the little tunnel? This area, I feel like it's good for needs and people's wants. Especially at the community center, they could utilize this, especially when they have events or whenever they're doing workshops with kids, like how to grow plants, how to utilize nature, and what plants are safe to consume, what should we do with this and that. And it also it could go as a two-way thing for whenever they have open events to give out food to the people who actually need it. The kids can help out farm and take out the good plants, and then get that ready for the other people to use. The polo, can you go to the polo, please? By the benches. What I do like about the new benches is that one, they actually work and you can sit down on them without having to worry about falling off. Two, it's leveled up enough so that even if it's on a rainy day or a muddy day, you won't get your shoes too dirty. And then the issue that we did see when we were at the park was that there was no accessible trails for disabled people or people in wheelchairs, or just regular people who can walk. It's really difficult to get through that area because it's covered in rocks and trees, and it's very narrow area, so only 2 people at a time could go without getting injured. So I think that this big gap between each space is really nice for people to go through without having to worry about, oh my god, I'm gonna fall, or oh my god, my child's gonna trip. So I thought that was a really nice added feature. And yeah.
Some other things that we couldn't build that we talked about were, for our community center, we really wanted a place for rentals. And an idea that Rihanna had, would you like to explain it?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so at the Amy Lee Tennis Center, I feel you guys have heard of it. It's by the Martin Luther King Memorial. They have this thing where they allow you to use their materials with an exchange of something valuable, like a debit card, a license, keys, or anything. And you have a limited time to use that. So if you tell them, hey, I would like to borrow a bunch of tennis rackets and tennis balls for 2 hours and a half, I will be back. You can hold on to my stuff, and I will return your stuff when I'm done. So an exchange method would be really nice and effective for kids who go to parks and don't really have the materials to play with stuff. So I thought that would be a nice added feature.
Oh, and we also thought about having a community center that rents out umbrellas with the trade system as well, because we live in Seattle, our weather is bipolar, so it's going to rain sometimes, and it's going to rain really hard, which is really light, and I don't want to be drenched by the time I get home, whether I'm walking or not. So I thought having a little umbrella rental is really fun. And another thing was go wherever you want. It's okay. Go wherever you want. Explore. Another fun thing that we thought of was for our wading pool. We have a little wading pool where the little toddlers and stuff like that love to swim around in. We thought that it would be really nice and accessible if we had a little tiny ramp, because it's a step instead of a ramp. And I don't know if you're in a wheelchair, but it's like scary. Just like imagine you're sitting in a chair and you're just like, all right, go down the step and hopefully I don't fall on my face because that's really embarrassing. But yeah, we thought it would be really nice to have like a little ramp going into the wading pool instead of just like a step down, because it would be just like a lot more easier for kids with wheelchairs and stuff like that. And I've loved a whole list of this, but we also thought about having a skate park.
Yeah, this is my son did this part actually. This is since you can't really do curves in Minecraft, he used rails, and then you get out a minecart, and then it can feel like you're skateboarding. That's supposed to be the bowl area.
Speaking of a skate park, while we were on our field trip, we talked to one of the skateboarders that were there, and he just like talked about wanting like more space for the skaters, because whenever it's like summertime, aka no one's at school or at too much work, I guess, and they just like love skating, so there's always like a line because of how small our skate park is. And I feel like with all the like new things that we're trying to like make, we should also like repaint our old things, because the skate park just looks really scary right now. It looks abandoned, like it hasn't been used in centuries, but people use it every day. So I feel like we can repaint it and make it like more Seattle instead of like an old rusted factory orange that it is right now. Just so terrifying.
Yeah, and another big issue with parents leaving their kids at parks or letting them go to parks at least alone is that they worry about the safety. So we did think about adding a safety center. That is one of the things that we couldn't add inside the community center, where there'd be like people to like schedule times to watch over groups of kids just to make sure that they're not getting kidnapped or hurting themselves or fighting. And then there would also be like materials that they could use, like sanitary items.
Oh, if they do get hurt, we can have like areas where we have first aid kits around the park, which would be really fun, and hopefully doesn't get stolen. But we could always replace the first aid kit, but we can't replace it when a kid gets like cut or whatever, however they get hurt. Who knows what kids do at parks. Oh, another thing that we love about parks, but we hate them a lot, are wood chips. Wood chips hurt so much whenever you're falling on a park. And we thought if we had like rubber turf, it'd be so nice. And it's just like way better. Oh my god, my garden. But yeah,
this was somebody made it's a whole restaurant, right? They made a restaurant here, and go back to the picture. So they simulated windows by taking pictures outside of what it would look like, and then they came and put that picture on a frame. Instead of just putting a block of glass there so you could see outside, they made these windows.
Another thing you just remind me of restaurants is I don't know how to word it properly, but let's just say a concession stand for our park. Because if you've ever been to Madrona Beach during the summertime, they have this like little area where they're selling like hot dogs and ice cream and whatnot. And I feel like we should have that in our park, so we can like keep making money back to put into our park and to like pay the kids who work there, who do a job or whatever, which would be really cool. And we could just like during the summertime, just like somewhere around like the tennis court, basketball court, I feel like that's where we can make our money. Just put it around there so people could like, oh, do you need like soda or ice cream or whatever after going through like an insane workout for no reason during the summertime? You should have like a drink or whatever. And we thought that would be pretty cool to have around the park, so it's not completely poor in the future when we run out of money to like keep adding stuff. And that would be really cool. Would you like to add something, Cody?
Oh, I just another thing. We haven't had time to show like everything, and there's only about 10 minutes left. So there's actually going to be a whole tour of all of this available as like people who want to download the world and explore it themselves will be able to do that. But then we're also putting together a video tour. So a couple of the things that we didn't get to see is another basketball court with a different design, a trampoline park that some of our crew was working on, and a coolers. So when we had this big brainstorm and everybody was throwing out ideas, that was what my son, who's 6 years old, said. He said, coolers. Then I asked him about it later that night, and I said, coolers, why'd you think of that? He said, because who wants wants to drink a warm Capri Sun? I mean, nobody wants a warm Capri Sun. That's just crazy. We need coolers in the park. And I was like, yeah, man, there's, like, how come we've always had grills in parks? But I've never seen a park that has coolers, and it's so simple. Like, you could just, you know, you don't got to struggle and go get the styrofoam cooler or go borrow one from Auntie. But then, I don't know, maybe Auntie's going to have beef with the park because now you ain't coming to talk to her to borrow her cooler anymore. So, you know, benefits and limitations to everything. But,
does anyone
yeah.
have questions? Yes.
I was wondering, you know, I love the coolers idea, plus there's so much water, so many water features, that it could actually be naturally cooled. So you could actually have like a stone enclosure that could, you know, basically you can set your stuff in that will remain cooled, and it can still cycle throughout the ecosystem. But I was wondering, have you guys ever been to Jefferson Park up on Beacon Hill? You should go there sometime because there's a really amazing thing that would probably fit in very well with this concept called the Beacon Food Forest. And the Beacon Food Forest is basically a community garden that is also a community food pantry as well. So basically we have volunteer days that you know, we would go to when we lived there, and we would help plant the things in the garden because there was a community area, and then there were people who had their own patches. And so, you know, the rule was don't touch anyone's patch, but the community area, we can go ahead and, you know, plant, and anyone can come by and take anything, berries, you know, squash blossoms, and plus, you know, we would also share a meal together out at a pit once we were done with the heavy lifting during the day. So it would be a good place to meet your neighbors, and to also learn about the natural flora and fauna of this area. Because did you know that cattails are edible? They actually make a thick stew. So you can actually break them in half, boil them, and then you actually have a thickener for soup. So yeah, you can like learn more about
nettles too. Nettles are really good medicine.
So I just want to close off things by thanking everyone, especially the youth, for all your hard work on these designs. It's been really inspiring. I'm Jordan, I'm the planner on the project, and we have the rest of our project team here. We're all here to help guide the community's vision to the project. We're trying a different approach to projects and letting the youth take the lead so they can feel ownership of the project. So the next steps will be, we're going to be working with our design team. We're going to be coming up with a few concepts. We're going to be hosting another workshop with Cody and his team, and all of you guys are going to share your input to help shape those concepts into one, and together we'll reimagine the renovation of Judkins Park. So we have our Thursday engagement event this week, and then following that, we're going to be planning out the next workshop and another round of engagement. So just thank you all for your time.
And one more thing, if you guys are trying to figure out the name of this group,
Virtuous Future Designers. VFD.
Yes.
VFD, Virtuous Future Designers.
Mind you, they only had 4 days to plan this out.
Yeah. Yes.
Designing virtuous futures.
Thank you for coming out tonight.
Oh my God. Appreciate y'all. Y'all killed it. Well done.
You might not expect a video game to play a role in city planning, but these kids are using the virtual world to make a real-world impact.
Who wants to help with a treehouse?
Brianna Deck and Sabrina Ali are a part of a team from the William Gross Center for Cultural Innovation. They spent a week inside Minecraft laying out their vision for what Judkins Park could become.
We managed to organize a lot of things that are very likely to happen, and then there's like a list of things that are very possible, but only if we manage to get the first things possible, like the priorities.
Those priorities include renovating the restrooms, upgrading the spray park and playground, and making sure all kids, regardless of ability, can enjoy the space.
I think it would be pretty cool, just like thinking about being able to take my family to Judkins one day and just be like, I made that, I designed that, I helped do that.
This project isn't just about improving the park, it's about honoring its history. Seattle Parks and Rec teamed up with Africatown Community Land Trust to ensure the Black community's voice was central to the process because of the deep cultural significance.
There's a lot of history that went into creating that park. Students are not always aware of the legacy and the blood that went into creating this park and the obstacles that were done through redlining and other types of discriminatory acts within the Central District.
Back in the 1940s, this site was an open dump, but the community stepped up, working alongside the city to transform it into a park. Beginning with the Black Community Festival in 1952, for 70 years, Judkins Park has been home to community events like Emoji Fest and Protest. Ty Griffin, program manager at the William Gross Center, says learning this history gave students a deeper appreciation for their work.
They began to unfold with understanding that, oh, this is bigger than just Minecraft. This is bigger than just design. There are people that created this opportunity for us to have this park.